I'm breaking down this Realtors YouTube ad live and showing exactly how to get more listings. From the editing to even the background music, all of these small little details are gonna really impact the results you get. So whether you're already running YouTube ads or just thinking about it, this video could be the sole reason that you add 6 figures to your business this year with your ads. So let's dive in. So here's the Realtors ad we're gonna be reviewing today. Now I chose this ad at complete random, so this isn't anything targeted. I didn't choose an ad. I haven't even seen it yet. I just went on the website, found one on YouTube, and I'm gonna go watch this ad right here. I found it on VidTao. It's VIDTAO, where you can basically see what ads people are running. I looked up realtor or seller guide, something along those lines, and this one popped up, and I clicked on it, and then I just opened it in YouTube. So this is what we're gonna do. If this is you, you're just gonna get a free audit. I'm just gonna be as objective as possible on this channel. I just tell it how it is. I just give free value advice based on what I wish I knew, and hopefully you're gonna get some value from it as well. So just sit back, take notes, and yeah, enjoy the quick audit. And this is a quicker ad as well. It's only 30 seconds. So this might be a quicker video, but usually I like to get really nitty gritty into the details. Now, before I even go into it, there's a lot of things before you actually run the ad that are gonna come into play. So there's the targeting, the funnel, all that sort of stuff needs to be dialed in. The ad is for sure a big part of it. But if you're not even targeting it to the right people, if you don't have a solid landing page, a solid funnel in place, you don't have the right follow-up, the right automations, none of it's going to work. So I just want to preface by saying that. Although the ad is very important, this is what we are going to be reviewing today. So let's play the video. And this is going to be the first 5 seconds is going to be the hook. So let's look at the hook.
Are you looking to sell your home in the Philadelphia area but want to know the perfect time to do so? Then watch this video.
Okay, so that's a good hook right there. You can see first 5 seconds. And what I like to do, so when you play these ads or when they run as an ad, these are the in-stream skippable ads. So you have 5 seconds, you have to watch it, and then you can choose to skip it after. So he does a good job of getting pretty much the entire hook in within the first 5 seconds. So this was really solid. Let's go break this down. So are you looking to sell your home in the Philadelphia area? That's perfect. He's calling out, hey, who this is for. It not only, hey, if you're looking to sell, but also in the Philadelphia area. That's like the simplest hook you can go with. It always works though. But, and then he says, but, like there's a caveat on it, which usually gets people's attention. When you say but, it always kind of sparks curiosity because it's like, hey, are you looking to sell? But XYZ. But you want to know the perfect time to do so. And he's leaning into a common thing that sellers feel. They're like, hey, when's the right time to sell my home? So that's another thing you do. You can either, you can test some leaning into a desire, but you want to know how you can get top dollar, but you want to know how to avoid the stress. That's like a pain avoidance one, but you want to know the perfect time to do so. This is going to be more like a value-based ad, it looks like. But this is a really good hook right here from this agent. One other thing as well, it's a beautiful background in the back. One thing I would change though, is like having all of this like realty stuff. It's really small. It looks like he's with Coldwell Banker Realty. The one thing I would change is when you're, or the one thing I want to say is with your ads, you don't want to be so in their face, hey, I'm a realtor, because you want to make it as objective as possible for these homeowners. You don't want them not clicking on your ad just because you're a realtor. Something I see happen is just sometimes there's a stigma around realtors. Oh, they're all salesy. They all just want to get my business. So the point of these ads is more of a value first approach, and not positioning it, hey, I'm a realtor, I want to sell your home, I want stuff like that, where you're just trying to get their business. So that's one thing I would do, is just try to make it just as genuine, as raw as possible. They shouldn't even be able to tell that you're a realtor in that initial ad. And that's kind of one of the angles that I found works well, leveraging it. Because if you go out and just say realtor, and your background is a bunch of like real estate stuff, even if they are looking to sell, for some people it builds up a lot of resistance. Right? Okay, this realtor's just trying to get my business. So I would keep it more subtle. You can mention it once you have more of a connection, more rapport, like halfway through the ad or something. But I wouldn't do that. It's just a really small, subtle thing. I doubt anyone noticed, but it's just a small thing I did want to mention what I found works for the ads. So this is the hook. Now let's go we're going to be into the body. And the ad, a YouTube ad is split up between the hook, the body, and the call to action or the close. So that's kind of how it's split up. The first 5 seconds or 6 seconds was the hook. This is how we're getting people's attention. And now we're going to get into the body.
perfect time to do so, then watch this video. Before you decide to put your home on the market, do yourself a favor and download my free guide.
Okay, so before you decide to put your home on the market, do yourself a favor and download my free guide. So personally, I don't love that. What I found works best is you need to put it in their best interest on why this is worth it for them, why this is worth their time, and what's in it for them. People don't care about what you want them to do. They care about what's in it for them. So before you decide to put your home on the market, which I think is good, do yourself a favor, download my free guide. I think it's a little too abrupt. I think it can work. I will say based on this ad so far and the length of it, I think you're going to get a decent amount of leads coming through, but I think the quality is not going to be great, to be honest, just based off of the length, the editing, all that stuff, which I'll go into. But I would provide some more value on, hey, what's actually in it for you. So, hey, before you decide to put your home on the market, there's a few key things that a lot of homeowners miss, and it costs them tens of thousands of dollars when they list their home because they didn't do a few of these key things that I'm going to show you. And if you do want to see what these things are so you can avoid them altogether, sell your home for more money in today's market, do yourself a favor, download my free guide. See how you're just kind of building up a little more, building up more curiosity, and also like relating it, almost like telling a story, hitting some more of those pain points rather than just going into, hey, do yourself a favor, download my free guide. It's like, hey, why would I download your guide? Like I just saw your ad. It's only 7 seconds, which is something I will say I never have a call to action that early, just because what I found with an ad like this, like I mentioned, I think it's good for getting a lot of leads, but some of it sometimes feels like not bait and switch, but these shorter ads, I found you do get lower intent people just coming through because maybe they just, oh, let me just click this, go through. They're not actually like watching it. There's not really a message here. It seems like it's just going to be a lot of call to actions, really, really surface level, and it's not going to be really putting it as, hey, here's the benefit for you. Right, so that's one thing I will say. If you do opt to go with a shorter ad, I wouldn't recommend it personally. I always find the longer ones work better, but it also depends on what you're looking for specifically, right? So this is the first call to action at about 8 seconds in.
Do yourself a favor and download my free.
And then he does a good job here, popping the ebook up so you can actually see, hey, what they're getting, and that's good. I always recommend doing that.
Guide, which walks you through how to sell your home for the highest possible price by telling the story of your home to the buyer.
So this is good right here. He's justifying, hey, what's in it for you. It shows you how to sell your home for the highest possible price by telling the story of your home to the buyer. Now, this is something that works really, really well in all ads. If you go look at all of these big ads, a lot of them have their own unique mechanisms, and even if they're not so unique, they make it seem unique. So like telling the story of your home to the buyer, like that's something that's not really, it's not like mainstream media for sellers, if you will, right? It's something like, oh, what does he mean by telling the story of your home to the buyer, right? It sparks some curiosity. They're like, what is this story? What are you telling to the buyer? Which is one thing that always works well. And an example outside of this specifically, but I get ads for, because my Instagram thinks I'm a realtor. A lot of these ads I get from people with real estate marketing companies, what they do, like they all do the same thing pretty much. So, I won't say all of them. I'll say a majority of them are going to do like the Facebook ads, have like ISAs calling the leads, that sort of stuff. I'm sure you've seen like a million ads like that, but they all say, like, the message is inherently the same in all of them, but they all position it a different way by calling it some unique mechanism, the proprietary seller acquisition process, something like that. But that's how, and it works. Like, kudos to them for doing it. It obviously works because they're still running ads, but it's the same thing here. Like, give it a unique mechanism, especially in an industry like real estate where there are so many agents. Like, you need a way to stand out. Different is better than better. Like, I remember when I started, or a couple months back, probably 6-7 months ago, one of the first ads I tested was, hey, writing an ad. The call to action was, or the ebook was, writing a letter to the seller to increase the chances of getting your offer accepted. I will say I didn't really have enough data to go out and test, but it's just like little ideas like that where you can position what you do as something totally unique and build up so much curiosity, because if a seller or homeowner is like, huh, I've never seen this, I've seen it all, especially in competitive markets. Like he's in, I think, Philadelphia, he said. But especially in markets like that, they've seen it all. All the agents pretty much sound the same. So especially in these more competitive markets, I think you do need more of a unique mechanism, which I highly, highly recommend, even if it's just in the name. But I would also recommend kind of customizing it more to you, make it just stand out and differentiate itself. So this is good here. He's justifying the value, what's in it for them, also building curiosity with his unique mechanism.
When you tell a story, you create emotions. When you create the emotions, you get them to fall in love with the home.
Okay, so let me just go back. So when you tell a story, you create emotions. Yep, so I think we're just going, I think the goal of this is just kind of justify the logic behind the unique value proposition. So what he's doing, he introduced his unique mechanism, which was selling or telling the story of your home to sell it for more, which is good. He tied it to the benefit or the dream outcome, and then he's kind of justifying it and making it make sense logically. So he sold it emotionally, or that's what he was trying to do, and now he's selling it more logically. Or I guess this is also like an emotional sell, because he's literally mentioning emotions. When you create the emotions, you get them to fall in love with the home. So he's basically kind of justifying, hey, why this makes sense, like logically and emotionally. Why does this make sense? Why does this work? And he's justifying it and showing visuals as well. Now, one thing I will say that I've been testing, just some sauce for you guys, but this ad, like there's a lot of like transitions, kind of zooms in, zooms out, the background music, the B-roll, all of that. I think it's great, and I did a lot of that before. What I found though is the less editing you have, the less kind of stuff going on, you're going to get a higher cost per lead, but the quality and the intent of the leads is usually going to be a lot better. Now that's just something I've noticed. I'm still testing it. That's something I want to say though. I would try to stay away from these super highly edited ads, because they all kind of look the same. Even like this, it's a good ad, but it's like obvious. It looks so obvious that it's an ad, right? If you can make it like, even if he was just talking right here with this nice background the whole time, I think that would do really well. I think you'd also get a higher quality person coming through, even with just literally the same exact ad. So that's one thing I will say about the editing and how that works. But so far, I think it is solid. What I would do with Jermaine though is just say, hey, let's think about maybe building this out, making a longer ad, and not have that call to action so quick. Because even though we probably get a lot of leads from this, we're going to improve the quality of the leads if we add the call to action a bit later. Maybe push this out to like a minute or even a minute 30 ad. We can even just use ChatGPT to kind of expand upon it, but also kind of go over more, sell the unique mechanism, but also kind of throw rocks at the competitors at what all these other people are doing, and position, hey, what we have, this ebook is to tell your story of your home, is the all-in-one solution that you need, and you make them feel that way, and you can sell it. And it's almost like if they consume that marketing message, that ad, they're going to already be sold on what it is. They're going to have so much curiosity that they don't care what questions you ask. You can ask their address, their timeline to sell, all this sort of stuff, because if there's enough curiosity, if they want it, if they position it as valuable enough, they're going to go and do whatever it takes to get it.
When you tell a story, you create emotions. When you create the emotions, you get them to fall in love with the home.
B-roll is not bad though, because
And a person in love,
because it emphasizes the point, right? So I think in there it makes sense. In a little punchier ad like this, I think it can work. But that's just, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's a give and take. And then so he ties it back to the outcome then. And a person in love will pay more for a home. So right now he's kind of selling the methodology behind why it works, and a lot of homeowners probably see this like, that does make sense. A person in love, I can see them paying more for a home, right? They're justifying it in their mind, and like, this makes sense. And if you're looking to sell in this area, I think this is a good ad. Again, there's a couple things we can fix, but this is a pretty solid ad so far.
will pay more for a home. If you like the full guide, so you know.
And then this is the close, so the final call to action. If you like the full guide, he's kind of summarizing it, tying it all together. If you want the full guide, so that XYZ. So then he's tying it back to the outcome, to pain avoidance. You can tie it back to whatever. But now he's kind of finishing it all up, kind of wrapping it up. This is like the grand finale.
Exactly what you're doing. Click the button below now.
And then finishing it with click the button below now. So that's the ad right there. Honestly, there's not a ton to it's more of like an ad
Price
like
by
this
telling
when when they have the right message down, when they have the right framework. There's not as much like super obvious stuff. It's like little stuff in the background, like this right here. It's little stuff with like the editing, with the B-roll, with the background music, stuff like that. Also, just the way you position your call to actions in there, right? How soon you have them in there, and all that, right? So that's the ad review there. I will say, we again, with something like this, it's not going to be super glaringly obvious like I see with some other ads. So I would give this one probably a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. It's kind of those little things that we can improve, but this is going to be an ad that's better than what a lot of homeowners do, or a lot of realtors do. Sorry, I have homeowners stuck in my head, but that's the ad right there. And if you do want me to, I'm going to start doing more of these kind of live audits, live reviews of ads. Because personally, when I try to learn something, I find it's really helpful to go see someone do like an actual role play or do a review of like a live video, a live call, for example. So that's the mindset I have. I always get value in these. I'm not sure if you kind of like this style of video. If you do, I'm thinking about starting like a series with it, or maybe you guys can submit your ads. I can do more reviews if you want to send them to me. I can review them on my channel. But if you guys do want me to make more videos like this, reviewing actual agents' ads, then just comment below. Let me know, hey, if you want to see more like this, or if you hate it, let me know as well, so I won't make more. But also, if you do, just hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. And by the way, if you do want me to basically come in your business, set up a YouTube ad system to help you get listings, give you all my proven processes, also click the link below and we can chat. But other than that, I hope this was valuable. Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.